Good morning. Welcome to the Broken Arrow Options Academy graduation. Thank you all for coming. Just wait a quick minute here and let everybody find a good seat. If I could have everyone stand, please, thank you. If you can remain standing, Miss Lillian Twist, would you like to join us on stage? Lillian's going to sing the national anthem for us.
say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Well, Lillian has the voice of an angel. You may be seated. For those that I haven't had the opportunity to meet in person, my name is Shannon Turner, and I'm the Broken Arrow Options Academy principal, which is more of an honor than even a privilege. Good morning, students, parents, family, and friends, school board members, leadership members, and Dr. Vincent, our school superintendent. I first want to say thank you to all of our seniors for working so hard during the craziest years of your lives to complete your classes, earn your credits, and now earn your diploma. It has not been easy, and those of us teaching, counseling, and in administration are completely aware of your battles and hurdles that got you here today. So thank you and congratulations for your accomplishment. Thank you also for making an exciting first year for me as your new principal. It's been amazing to watch these seniors get to the finish line. I'm proud of them, how hard they've been working through a pandemic, the first pandemic that I've ever been through. In our whole lifetime, who would have ever thought we would be working in such adverse circumstances? We weathered a snowstorm and various other issues which put us on distance learning time and time again. You have overcome all of this to make it here today, guys, and I couldn't be more proud. I said I wouldn't cry. You may not realize, but in spite of the struggles that we have faced with distance learning, being in and out of school and playing catch up academically, 30 students graduated with the Broken Arrow Options Academy in January, and another 93 today. I think 123 students reaching their potential and finding their success in the middle of a pandemic is pretty amazing. As you embark on this new chapter of your life, I hope that you look back on your high school years with fondness with the Broken Arrow Options Academy. I hope you remember the times that Mrs. Smith got you through the tough times, Mr. Cook's corny jokes that always made you laugh, Miss Allen, who brought out your inner artist when you didn't think you had one, And for Mr. Younger, who played chess with you, and you learned how to beat him. How amazing was that? And Miss Hero taught you how to hatch chickens. As you embark on the new journey that we all call adulthood, we hope that you take the love, optimism, and faith of your Options Academy family with you. I now have the distinct honor of introducing a person that I very much admire. She has been a teacher, a principal, an assistant superintendent, and now she is your superintendent for Broken Arrow Public Schools. She is a leader who loves children and puts them first above all else. She has come to speak to you today to offer you invaluable words of wisdom, the same that she has offered me over the years, and I hope you really listen. I have had the honor myself of learning from this great person. Now she is here to offer you the same pieces of advice. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Janet Vincent to the podium, Broken Arrow's finest superintendent.
Well, thank you. I hope I live up to those words. My goodness. First of all, thank you for having me here today. As Ms. Turner said, I was a teacher, a principal. I grew up in the education system. I think this is my 30th year. I think I started in 91, something like that. But it has been an honor to be able to serve students all these years. Before I get started with my message, I would like to recognize a few people in the audience. First, if you are a member of our district leadership team, could you stand up? Or central office, just stand up and be recognized really quickly. These folks made... These folks worked behind the scenes all year long to make this happen. It was a sheer miracle that we made it through this year, I think, but it was their tireless efforts working throughout the summer, weekends, nights that made that happen. I'd also like to recognize Mr. Steve Allen, our board president. And then graduates and parents, I'd like you to have the opportunity to recognize all of the staff, teachers, administrators from the Options Academy that largely are responsible for making sure that you were sitting in this seat today. Options, please stand up. Thank you. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about today is about failing, and I know that sounds crazy at a graduation, but I promise there is a point. So why do some people succeed after failing? Recently, science has mathematically determined who's likely to succeed and who's likely to fail. Is it luck or is it learning? Very recently, a study at Northwestern University by a researcher named Dashan Wang was conducted on failure, trying to decide if we can predict success. The classic learning curve says the more you do something, the more you learn and get better. This is actually not true. You still fail more than one would expect. So what affects that success after failure? It's how much you learn and apply what you've learned to additional attempts. The worst learners incorporate zero information from previous attempts. The best learners apply all they've learned or incorporate what they've learned from past tries. So I'll give you an example from school. Let's say we have a huge failure rate in math except for one particular teacher, classroom teacher. So do you throw out the entire curriculum and start over, or do you examine what this particular teacher is doing? Logic says examine the teacher, but humans tend to do the first. They tend to throw it all out. The best formula, this study derived mathematically, says that it takes at least 3 attempts and failures for success using what you've learned. Those that fail end up being the biggest success as long as they don't start over from scratch in every attempt. In order to fail better, one must listen or observe feedback and only tweak those things that need to be tweaked. In this way, each attempt comes faster and success, in essence, is realized much more quickly. The other factor is that success from failure comes from positivity in the additional attempts, only changing those parts that need to be changed based on feedback, and that this will result in success. It's that belief that you will succeed. So failure actually makes you better in the long run. What does this mean to you, graduates? You're an example of this study as students, unless you've never failed anything in school. And I'm a mom of 3, so I know that whether you actually told your friends and family about the failure or not, I know each of you have probably failed at something. I'm going to share a personal story with you today. So for me, failure has come often. Some things I learned and kept trying to reach success, and some I did not. So what was one of my most embarrassing failures? This one I've never shared in public, but I want to share with you in hopes that you won't make the same mistakes. So I stand before you, a PhD, yes, a doctor that graduated ranked number 1 in her doctoral program, yet almost flunked out of college. When I was young, school came easy for me. I never had to study, and I never failed anything. I was proud that I broke that dumb blonde stereotype. My family even called me the smart one. At 5, I knew I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a veterinarian and work with animals. Of course, what little girl doesn't want to be a veterinarian, right? But what I didn't realize at the time is that I already knew the things that I was succeeding upon in school, and that already knowing these things has really nothing to do with being smart. But instead, this success was a product of parents and older siblings that read to me frequently, teaching me to read at 4 years old. And my parents spoke to me with full adult vocabulary. No, not that kind of vocabulary. But they used the big words and explained the world to me through experiences. In other words, I started school with a stacked deck for success. Fast forward to my junior year in high school, when I took chemistry, and that's when I hit the wall. The concepts and vocabulary were all new, so I had no prior knowledge on which to build and find success. I had no idea what I was doing, and it scared me so much that I dropped the class. That fear of failure, and I really did think that since I failed, it meant that I wasn't smart anymore. It changed my career path forever. You remember that I wanted to be a doctor? I translated this failure as proof that I could not be a doctor and that I had been a sham throughout school. I graduated from high school, taking the easy route and not taking challenging courses for fear of failure. My freshman year in college, I hit another wall. In college, there were thousands of smart kids, and I needed to study to find success. Having never had to study before, I was floundering and started skipping classes and skipping assignments. I barely passed 2 classes, and I failed another. The only class I was successful in was biology. My dad told me if I wanted to go back to school, that I would have to pay for it. Instead of quitting, and I'm not sure why I didn't quit at that point in my life, maybe just determined, I don't know, stubborn. But instead of quitting and throwing out that entire experience, I dug in and I changed. So what did I learn from this? Number 1, you have to go to class. Number 2, you should form study groups. It really helps. Sit in the front of the classroom, read the syllabus. They actually tell you what's going to happen. Read all of the assignments, not just the ones that seem interesting. Learn how to study, learn how to work in groups with other people, because you will have to do that in life, and then learn how to research and write. You get the idea. I could have quit or tried completely different things my sophomore year, but unknowingly, I did the right thing and learned what was working. I actually made a B in biology from this professor. We called her Killer Miller. She was so hard. So I broke down the parts that made me successful in biology. And also, it didn't hurt that there was a really cute guy in that class. But I went to class, and I did the reading because I liked it. I studied for the tests because I didn't want to look stupid in front of the cute guy. I formed a study group. Yep, you guessed it. He was in my group. But the other things I learned as my grades improved more and more. I graduated with my bachelor's degree with a decent GPA. However, I kept learning how to fail successfully. I mastered this ability so much so that I never made below an A in any graduate course taken. A PhD summa cum laude from a young woman that was almost a college dropout. I'm highly successful in doing school. That's what I do. So why am I talking about failure at graduation? Because my hope is that you have learned upon graduating during a pandemic what many adults never learn in an entire lifetime, that success can only be reached through failure. You've heard the terms failing forward, and then there's a quote by Thomas Edison that says, "Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success, and then they gave up." Edison is perhaps one of the most prolific failures, and as a result of applying what he learned from failures without changing the parts that were working, one of the biggest successes in American history. As a matter of fact, Edison became better at fixing other people's failures to benefit society. Edison improved on others' technologies, making them more practical for the general public. So some examples of that: the telephone. He actually improved Alexander Graham's telephone and used a design that was used up until the 1980s. The first one was really hard to hear, and he fixed all of those problems. The vacuum bulb. No, he didn't invent the light bulb. He invented the vacuum bulb that came later, and that became commercially viable, so people could afford to buy it. It lasted 1,200 hours. The previous light bulb barely lasted at all. He designed a movie camera and viewer. He was not the one that created the camera, but he kept improving on others. And then the alkaline battery that was improved for the first car batteries. The Model T would probably have never happened without his work. Of course, it would be great if each of you could be so fortunate to invent or create something brand new, but if you're not that fortunate, work on making something better. Find a problem you want to solve in our world, a process, a system, a product, or a way to make life better for others. Fail so you can succeed. You've already shown that you can succeed as you're earning your high school diploma here today with the largest high school graduating class in the history of Broken Arrow schools. Now, show us that you know how to fail with purpose. Find your passion and create ways to make life better for others. Whether your future includes career, college then career, technical school then career, military with career, just go big and throw your all into it, knowing that there's going to be failures and successes along the way. Last Thursday at the largest graduation ceremony we've ever held, I spoke about how humbled I was about the class of 2021 and how you embraced these difficult times and taught all of us some lessons in life. So I'm going to repeat some of those. You've taught us that you have grit and resilience in the face of diversity. You've shown us that you're able to embrace change and stay focused on your goals. And lastly, your class has shown us that we can all do a lot better on how we treat our fellow citizen. In closing, class of 2021, as you move into the next chapter of your life, never forget where you came from and who helped you get there. Never forget the friendships, the good times you had here, and importantly, everything you've learned, especially in the midst of a global pandemic. You all have what it takes: resiliency, grit, flexibility in the face of change, and a deep-rooted, noble cause of helping your fellow man. We will be watching you and cheering you every step of the way. Regardless of the challenges you will face and the failures that led to success, you have proudly shown your true colors. You have shown us that you are BA Gold through and through. Congratulations, class of 2021, and thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vinson. We always appreciate hearing you speak because of the inspiration that you lend us. I know that the students feel the same way I do. I've had the privilege of having those words of wisdom come my way for several years, and I feel very blessed for that. I would now like to introduce our Teacher of the Year. Our Teacher of the Year is one of our best math teachers. Stuart Payne is a math teacher at the Broken Arrow Options Academy. He goes the extra mile for his kids. I think they probably would call him a little nerdy, if I'm not mistaken. He really loves math. But we are super excited to have such a great educator on our staff. He is here to present to you the Students of the Year.
Good morning. Today I get to present the Students of the Year. The first one we have is Brenna Coombs. She is graduating early and is headed to college in the fall. I'm sure Brenna has her own story about being with us here at the Options Academy, but her journey with us has been a positive one. She is a positive person and takes the initiative to get the job done. She works hard, and we are very proud of her. Our second student is Gavin Lambert. He has been quite a role model for us here at the Options Academy. However, even though quiet, he has decided to show some talent in drama this year with Miss Peffley and her crew. Apparently, he can be quite the comedian in her class. Your Student of the Year, Brenna Coombs and Gavin Lambert.
So I think I forgot to mention to you guys that besides credit recovery at the Broken Arrow Options Academy, we help kids graduate early. So we have a certain amount of students. I'm not sure exactly how many, Ms. Smith. So we have 7 juniors who are graduating early. So we don't just do credit recovery, we also do credit advancement. And my hat's off to those young people. They've worked really, really hard. I would now like to introduce you to an amazing woman who, without her, I don't know that any of us here at the Options Academy could make it through each day. Melinda Smith is our school counselor at Options. She counsels all of us all the time. She has the patience that the rest of us don't for every single problem that goes on. She talks all of us through, including me. I think she's my own personal counselor now. But she talks us all through all of our problems and all through the good times. And she is the motherly type that puts her arms around all of us and hugs us. So please welcome to the podium Miss Melinda Smith.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me? Sometimes it's hard to tell that I'm actually talking up here, and all of you have heard my voice more than once, I'm sure. I would first like to start with a few recognitions of some students that have shared with me. They have ventured and spread their wings a little bit. So they're right there. Brenna, come on back up. She's been accepted to Oklahoma Christian University for her next journey. Thank you. Luke Funk has been accepted to Oklahoma Wesleyan University. And Lillian Twist, I believe, has been accepted or has definitely applied, and it's a lengthy process, to the Savannah College of Art and Design. At this time, if I can call up our military naval recruiter, Petty Officer Boyer.
All right, good morning, y'all. Congrats, class of 2021. You made it through a tremendous year. I'm here to honor one of the students inside of your class. I'll call up Daniel Hickman. So Daniel, last summer, came into the office, joined the United States Navy as a nuclear engineer. He is going to be going to a school for about 2 years, and it has been designed by MIT, and I know it's been one of his goals, and he has been one of the best sailors so far that we have had, and man, I know that you're going to go out there and succeed. All right.
At this time, I'd like to call up our Tulsa Community College representative, Miss Anna Gamble.
Good morning. Thank you all so much for having me here today. My name's Anna Gamble, and I'm one of the admission counselors for Tulsa Community College. And this morning, we would like to recognize the students who have applied and been accepted for admission at Tulsa Community College. So as I read your name, please come on up, and I have a little something for you. The first, Diaje Anderson. Esteban Benitez. Raina Brandhorst. Hannah Hewitt. Jeanette Johnson. Mackenzie Mannering. Rebecca Reed. Brooke Tosh. Braden Williams. And Vincent Yekwo. So congratulations to these students. We are excited to welcome you to Tulsa Community College.
At this time, I'd like to introduce to you Broken Arrow's Tulsa Technology Center's representative, Mr. Justin Edsel.
All right, good morning. Like she said, my name's Justin Edsel. I'm with Tulsa Technology Center. Congratulations to the class of 2021. And I just want to recognize all the graduating seniors who applied for Tulsa Tech or will be continuing their program at Tulsa Tech. And if you all would come up and receive this certificate when I call your name. Raven Barnett. She'll be entering our cosmetologist program. Brandon Brunson. Brandon will be entering our electricity program. Jacob Walker. Congratulations, Jacob. There you go. She's got yours, Brandon. Jacob will be entering our medium heavy diesel program. And Michael Patterson. Michael will be entering our professional truck driving program. So congratulations to these graduating seniors, and we can't wait to welcome you to Tulsa Tech. Thank you.
Our next person we would like to introduce to give a brief talk to our graduating seniors is Jessica Aguilera. And before she walks up here, let me give you a little background on this young lady. As the Options Academy counselor, I met Jessica last fall when she made the move from the high school to complete her credits with us. She definitely came to us with a hard outer core, but as I got to know her, she would randomly come into my office to tell me she was going to drop out. I realized that she had a heart made of gold and, of course, a sense of humor. I believe her spontaneous drop-ins to my office was her way of just making sure I still knew who she was and that I could still encourage her to stay here with us. At one point, she had been dropping in so often, she put a sign on a chair claiming it was hers. I think she claimed options as hers. She has thrived, pushed, and made it to the finish line. Congratulations, Jessica. Please give Jessica a warm welcome to the podium.
Good morning. I'm Jessica Aguilera, a.k.a. Jessie. That's me. When I walked into the Options Academy doors, I was in a dark place. I was scared. I was hopeless. And I was in disbelief. Didn't have enough credits to graduate. Just like any teenager, I didn't think I was going to graduate. I didn't think I was going to be here today in the morning giving a speech to you guys. Little by little, the students and teachers helped me improve myself as the person I am today. I started becoming more social, more friendly, making new friends, getting along with the teachers. And I'm not gonna lie, I flung my first semester of the options. I was like, man. But you know what? There was a second semester. And you best believe, I was like, gotta get my grades in. Enough credits to graduate. And I think all my teachers that always pushed me to succeed, including my counselor, my principal, even my mom, and my friends that always pushed me to become better. Everybody believed in me when I didn't. And I think every single one of them. Because when I lost hope, everyone was there pushing me. The options helped me in a good way. Now I have a goal that I didn't have when I came in. one of my goals is that I will plan to attend a TAG for the EMT program. And Jessica Aguilera, AKA Jessie, signing off.
For the moment we've been waiting for, but before I call our boss up here to, or my boss, well, y'all's boss sometimes, right, to hand out diplomas with me, I would like to say a little bit about this principal of mine. She is a former graduate of Broken Arrow, a former special ed teacher, a former assistant principal of Oliver Middle School, executive director of federal programs, and Chief Academic Office of Muskogee Public Schools before we stole her back. We are glad to have her back in Broken Arrow and as principal of Options Academy. She's an energetic person and is always looking for ways to help our students be successful. She was the one who fought for our students when the high school had to shut down due to COVID, but yet we stayed open. Mrs. Turner never gives up on our students. All of us who work with her have found out how much she loves biscuits and gravy because she's always saying biscuits. And one of her other sayings that I haven't been able to figure out just yet is, in quotes, "It's like jumping through a knot hole backwards." If any of you know what that means, come tell me. I'm not from the South. It might be a Southern thing, but let me know, because I'm still trying to figure that one out. She hasn't told me to do that yet, so when she tells me to do that yet, I'm probably in trouble. What exactly does that look like? Anyway, she works long hours for our kiddos, but does find time to hike with her husband on weekends, read some good books, and spend time with her 20-year-old son as well. Please help me welcome Mrs. Turner to help me pass out our diplomas.
Sorry, got a little teary there for a second. Broken Arrow Options Academy students, please stand. We're going to start right here with the front row. We're just going to walk over here to the stairs. Miss Smith will call your name.
Haley Edmiston. Alexis Dent. Brenna Coombs. Alex Cruz. Gianna Clark. Brandon Brunson. Jacqueline Bright. Raina Brandhorst. Kelsey Bevins. Esteban Benitez. Raven Barnett. Zach Ashby. Diage Anderson. Moises Aldama. Jessica Aguilera. Andrew Latham. Gavin Lambert. Jonette Johnson. Ethan Jacobson. Pavel Ignatienkov. Aubriana Heibarger. Bria Hobson. Chase Hill. Daniel Hickman. Sophia Gill. Luke Funk. Corbin Fulbright. Georgia Garofano. Caitlin Fox. Jaden Forsyth. Braden Williams. Jacob Walker. Lillian Twist. Brooke Tosh. Dakota Thomas.
Jagger Todd.
Raymond Taylor. Demont Roland. Thank you. Rebecca Reed. Michael Patterson. Kyra Moore. Josh Moore. No. Riley Meadows. Montana McFarland. McKaylee Manring. Mackenzie Manring. Andrew Zimmerman. Colby Xerax. Say your name. Jaden Guerrero.
Let's not, we don't need emergency here right now. So I don't know how many of you are acquainted with Miss Allen, but she is an amazing artist and has been at the Options Academy for somewhere around 20 years, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And every year she puts together for us a slideshow of our seniors. So at this time, we would like to present you with Miss Allen's slideshow.
Every time I do, it makes me laugh. How did our eyes get so red? And what the hell is on Joey's head? This is where I grew up. I think the president owner fixed it up. I never knew we ever went without. The second floor is hot for sneaking out. And this is where I went to school. Most of the time had better things to do. Criminal record says I've broken twice. I must have done it half a dozen times. I wonder if it's too late. Should I go back and try to graduate? Life's better now than it was back then. If I was them, I wouldn't let me in. Oh, God, every memory of looking out the back door. I have a photo album spread out on my bedroom floor. It's hard to say it, time to say it. Goodbye, goodbye. Every memory of walking out the front door. I found the photo of the friend that I was looking for. It's hard to say it, time to say it. Goodbye, goodbye. Remember the old arcade? Blew every dollar that we ever made. The cops seen us hanging out. They say somebody went and burned it down. We used to listen to the radio I do, it makes me laugh. Every time I do, it makes me.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere. A singer in a smoky room, the smell of wine and cheap perfume. For a smile they can share the night. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard. Their shadows searching in the night. Streetlights, people living just to find emotion, hiding somewhere in the night. Working hard to get my fill. Everybody wants a thrill, paying anything to roll the dice just one more time. Some will win, some will lose. Some of them just sing the blues. Oh, the movie never ends. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard. Their shadows searching in the night. Streetlights, people living just to find emotion, hiding somewhere in the Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Streetlight people. Don't stop believing. Hold on. Streetlight people. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Streetlight people.
Loving you isn't the right thing to do. How can I ever change things that I feel? If I could, maybe I'd give you my word. How can I, when you won't take it from me? You could go your own way. You can go your own way. Go your own way.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Miss Allen, you're amazing. Can everybody give Miss Allen a great big round of applause? And who knew she was tracking all of us like that? It is my honor and my privilege to now present to you the Broken Arrow Options Academy class of 2021. Please stand, class. It's time to mark the occasion that you are a Broken Arrow graduate. Please turn your tassel.
I can almost see
Friends,
it.
family, parents, we have cookies and water and stuff set out in the hallway out here for a brief reception for you to enjoy. We also have some stuff set up down here on the other end so you can take some lovely pictures of you and your graduate. Thank you for coming.
My faith is shaking, but I gotta keep trying. Gotta keep my head held high. There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. It ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. The struggles I'm facing, the chances I'm taking, sometimes might knock me down, but